Hello, this is Adam Beanstock on this bright and breezy, windy, quite pleasant day. All the roses are out in full bloom here, and that's because we had some sharp showers of rain last night, and that's it for the weather forecast. But I'd like to talk about left-handed fiddle players or left-handed violinists, and it's I don't know the history of it really. Why some people want to play. I couldn't possibly get my head round doing it the other way around. I know I wouldn't be able to play. You'd have to start completely from scratch. Well, the whole thing about the violin, you got sound post on this side and a bass bar near the G string. So, and the strings are going from the G string up to things. So a left-handed violinist should have the violin restrung and put the other way around, and I can't see how it would actually work. And you think, I know there are people that are left-handed and right-handed, or that is to say they prefer to write with the right hand or the left hand, and you see, with the violin playing, you've got to be ambidextrous. I would say, if you were left-handed playing the violin, you are more an advantage with your left hand, because your left hand actually works harder than your bow, and also it has to be quicker. It has to get there on the note that before the bow does. You think of it as the fast passages and everything. It's really quick. You see, if you're slurring or a separate bow, détaché, whatever, but the bow has to keep up with this, and it's this coordination which is uneven, asymmetrical, because the left hand will always be going faster than your bow strokes will be, because it'll be anticipating the note. And I can only think, when I've only come across left-handed fiddle players or violin players in the folk world, and I think that's probably the reason why they probably never had proper lessons. They just picked it up and just felt comfortable playing it that way, and so they carried on, playing in their groups and playing in their sessions and things like that. Never, because everybody that learns is classically trained like myself. Whether you learn the Suzuki method or you're starting from basics, you're taught to hold the violin a certain way on the left shoulder, with the left hand doing the fingering and the right hand doing the bowing. And I think through history it's always been saying, ever since the invention of violin or any similar instrument, that the bow has to be done with the right hand. So is it a myth? And when I went to a folk workshop once, there was a left-handed violinist, and the teacher said, "Oh my God, it looks really odd," and you just can't imagine. And they could probably play very well, that's standard, but it's a very, very strange concept. It's the way you made. I suppose in the folk world, the individual personality comes through more than you were in a classically trained. You normally go in orchestras, into groups, whatever. And you no way could you get into an orchestra being a left-handed violinist, because it would, you're totally the wrong way around, and you'd be, every time you'd be bowing, you'd be hitting somebody. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off for now. So that's just a thought for the day. If you ever see a left-handed fiddle player, they're a very rare thing.